All right, guys, this is the new Otter Sonar Sled for this year. I'm going to give you guys a quick walkthrough of all of the modifications that I have done to it and hopefully give you guys some ideas of what you guys can do with this sled. So first things first, as you can see in the front, I have my pole mounted over the front storage compartment. I added 2 kayak paddle holders to this side and the left side to hold my pole. What this does, if I'm pulling this with a wheeler or if I'm pulling it by hand, keeps this nice and sturdy, as well as keeps the lid down, even though this is magnetic. And all you need to do is, these are in there pretty good, is just give it a quick yank and these will come right out. So under here, under the front compartment storage is just kind of some of my early ice stuff, cleats, pull straps, what have you. I got a couple more things that are coming, but my intentions are going to put my magnetic tool holder here. So if I do need to take any of those tools, keep them organized, keep them locked down, they're going to go in here in transit. And then I'm also mounting a mesh holder here that's going to hold my groove boxes, jig boxes, gloves, hot hands, whatever. It's all going to keep everything nice and organized on top. So obviously pins, I do have a couple tow bars that will fit this. That'll go to the wheeler if I need to pull it. But these are just mounted on L brackets. And then I bought some nice metal quarter 20s that'll mount those on there. So come into the main compartment. As you can see, I have my 126 SV mounted onto here. As you noticed, it's on a Larmac. So what I did is I have a 2-inch riser on this side and on that side. The track is mounted to that, and then on my Larmac. And then I mounted the Larmac to the Arc Lab plate, and all of that's tied in with the link system. So I do have this kind of whole setup on my wheeler as well. So I can just pop this unit off with the links, take this, put it in the truck, take this, put it back on the wheeler, and then just clip them in real quick and easy via the link system. So kind of the back of the compartment. I do have a 18-volt lithium battery locked down on an L bracket or a battery bracket inside the, underneath the shuttle in here. But as you can see, I have added an electrical control panel. So right side is master power. That will power the cigarette plug, USB ports, USB-Cs, and then another cigarette plug. I'm going to flip all of these on. On this side, and as you can see on that side, I have flush mount LED pods that I've cut into the sled, bolted down so I can light up either side of the sled individually on each one of those switches. I also have an LED pod on the back of the shuttle as well, so I can light up everything, and that one actually is selectable in color, so I can turn it red, white, what have you. Another cool thing that I did on my switches is, since there is a lot of storage in the bottom of this sled, I'm going to store some stuff in there, but you can see that I have an LED light in there, which is lighting up the bottom of the sled, so you guys won't ever lose anything inside the sled. It's all lit up. For easy charging, I did add an SAE plug on top. So I have 110 in the back of my truck bed. I can plug my charger in there and charge it that way. Otherwise, when you get home, makes charging that internal battery super quick, super easy. Just plug my charger in there and we're good to go. As you can see as well, I have a couple T-tracks. We're gonna flip these off. I have a couple T-tracks all around the sled. I got a couple of Ram ball mounts coming. They're going to slide into these T-tracks so I can mount anything Ram. We'll get into that a little bit later. Cup holder, haven't done anything with. Tackle storage. As you can see, I've added foam to every one of these slits so things aren't just banging around plastic on plastic. Makes things a little bit nicer, and whatnot. So I can take all of this stuff out, throw it in the back of the Otter box on the wheeler. Or if I'm pulling them by hand, whatnot. Coming back here, I've added a buckle and a bungee. Will keep my rods nice and secure, locked down. The other thing is I found a nice Husky light, and this is USB-C chargeable. This light you can turn any which way. It also is extendable, and then you can turn this light kind of any way you want it. So this lights up a huge area. So if you're fishing at night, you get an idea of, really how much light that throws. And that's going to be super helpful at night. But this goes up and down, spins all around. You can point it any direction you want. Catch cover bump board, that fits nice in there. Coming to the back of the sled, you guys can see that I've made some auger brackets. I'm actually selling these auger brackets, not with the jaws of ice. That's pretty expensive, but I have 2 jaws of ice on my wheeler. So if I do want to take this, throw them on my wheeler as well, I can take this off and just throw it on there and go. So all you do with these is pull these, open them up. I got one on either side and you're ready to go. Coming to the back side, I do have a hitch. This doubles as a handle if I'm, pulling anything behind me as well. And then my light, to light up the back. So jaws of ice on this side. We'll get to the brackets a little bit and I'll show you kind of what I've come up with for there, because I am selling these just not with the jaws of ice on there. LED pod, tackle storage. Cool thing I came up with is I've mounted an LED pod on a ram mount. So I can take these and mount these on a ram anywhere I want on the sled and point that light anywhere I want as well. On this T-Track, I have T-Track, ram mount, kind of a ram fish finder to some Rapala rod holders. And what this is going to do is this is going to allow me to keep all of my slush scoops handy. I get why they did this, but I hated my slush scoops just flopping around and whatever. So it's going to keep those nice and tight in there and, bouncing around and losing them. Pucks, you can throw in the top, throw in the front, scissors, pliers, what have you, and another ram mount T-Track. So hopefully give you guys a better idea of how I mounted these is so you can see my 2-inch spacers on either side. The track is mounted to that on the Larmac, on the Arc Lab plate with an Arc Lab shuttle link system. So kind of onto the brackets that I'm making and selling. I'm almost finished with them, but you can see that these are going to be able to be mounted to the back. So if we go back around again, you kind of get the idea of, these are going to sit here, hold your auger, and then you're going to screw them in. So I am selling each set with the nice metal screws to screw it right into the bracket. These brackets, have some triangles cut out. So if you want to run some bungee cords over your auger to keep it locked down, you guys can do that as well. And I designed these. So this is just kind of my prototype. They're all going to be black HDPE plastic. They're all going to look really nice and routed. So this is just a sample, but what you can do, you can mount them on the back for your auger, left and right side. Otherwise, you can buy a second set and then use them up here as well. So those guys that are running Arc Lab poles like me, or poles that don't collapse, you can run them off of these front two, mount these brackets like this, and then, so you can just drop your pole right here. You still have access to this. It just prevents you from having to bend down, try to figure out where to put your pole. Sometimes my pole is 4 feet long, depending on if I'm in the wheelhouse or whatever. So that's going to allow me to at least just stretch this and not have to worry about trying to, put your transducer pole and have 4 feet, all the way up top, and then that thing's just banging around and whatever. I get why they did that back there for the transducer holder, but I wasn't a fan of A, it's sitting, your transducer sitting on hard plastic, and then B, just, you know, flopping around. So maybe not so much for the guys that are running, you know, collapsible poles, but it gives you an option as well. You know, you can buy a set for back there, buy a set for up here, and it's all kind of universal depending on how you want to use it. So I should have more information hopefully coming this week. These should be done and I should be able to start selling them. So hopefully that gives you guys an idea of some modifications for this season. Give you a quick walk around again of the entire sled and what I have done. So good luck this season, guys. Hopefully that gives you some ideas and inspires some of you.